This is Coffee with God, and I am Father Jose. Let us begin this day with the Word of God and a short reflection.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark, chapter 12, verses 38 to 44. The passage is taken from the Message version of the Bible. He continued teaching, "Watch out for the religion scholars. They love to walk around in academic gowns, preening in the radiance of public flattery, basking in prominent positions, sitting at the head table at every church function, and all the time they were exploiting the weak and the helpless. The longer their prayers, the worse they get. But they will pay for it in the end." Sitting across from the offering box, he was observing how the crowd tossed money in for the collection. Many of the rich were making large contributions. One poor widow came up and put in 2 small coins, a measly 2 cents. Jesus called his disciples over and said, "The truth is that this poor widow gave more to the collection than all the others put together. All the others gave what they will never miss. She gave extravagantly what she couldn't afford. She gave her all." The Gospel of the Lord.
Reflections on the Holy Gospel according to St. Mark, chapter 12, verses 38 to 44. Is it possible to give away everything we have? I'm afraid to talk about it because I am unsure how much I can give up. The widow in the Gospel today has given everything she had to live on, Jesus tells us. It takes much courage and requires total trust in divine providence. But people of this kind are not uncommon, though. Stories of saints of the past can be found all around us, telling us of their heroic acts of charity. You do not have to look that far into the history books. We see our city's generous acts of charity that keep hundreds of homeless and the poor warm and fed. The COVID-19 pandemic has taught us life lessons to care for our neighbors, give without measure, and love without conditions. Furthermore, Jesus reminds us that these acts of charity should be done in silence, without a fuss, without posting it on social media, and without your left hand knowing what the right hand is doing. Charity is not a photo opportunity. It is an essential principle for the current generation to learn because God already knows what we do and what we don't do. Happiness is not in receiving but in giving, perhaps not so easy to accept. There is a famous poem titled "The Little Grain of Gold" by Rabindranath Tagore. The poem is about a beggar who once happens to meet the king. Here is the poem. "I was asking from door to door on the road to the village when your golden chariot appeared in the distance. Like a magnificent dream, I wondered, wondering who was that King of Kings. My hopes soared to heaven, and I thought my bad days were over, and I was waiting for spontaneous alms, treasures spilled by the dust. The coach stopped by my side. You looked at me and came down smiling. I felt that the happiness of life had come to an end. And suddenly you extended your right hand to me saying, 'Can you give me something?' Ah, what a funny thing about your royalty. Ask a beggar and I was confused and I didn't know what to do. Then I slowly took a grain of wheat out of my bag and gave it to you. But what a surprise was mine when I emptied my sack on the ground in the afternoon. I found a grain of gold in the misery of the heap. Jesus gave all that he had and all that he was, his whole self, to bring others life and happiness. Like him, let us not count the cost of our gifts.